Oh, yeah, let's check in with Candy. Oh! Oh, hey guys, and welcome back to my show, where today we're going to be looking at one of our favorite people to give a hard time to. You know, where can you find this person?
That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube.
If you don't know who Candy Owens is, she's a money enthusiast. She said, what's the quickest way for me to get from less money to more money? And that now she does this.
Of course, I have been covering the wonderful month of Pride, for which I feel no pride for at all. I think it should be called Shame Month. It's absolute debauchery. But you should know that over $200,000 is being spent on drag queen shows at New York City schools.
On drag queen shows.
But it's not homophobia to talk about the fact that they are going after our children. I have said on this show, and I have been mocked for it, that it's very obvious that pedophilia will be around the corner, right? There's no reason that we should be seeing images of children. The government does not love your children. The government does not want your children to be accepted.
They don't?
The government wants your children to be enslaved to government for the rest of their life.
Whoa!
And right now, as we're seeing, there is a marriage. But
Remember that part, what you just said. It's very important for later in the in this clip, okay?
No.
Your children to be enslaved to government for the rest of their life.
When in reality, they are underqualified to have children. They should have their children taken away from them because it's child abuse. It is child abuse to put a half-naked adult.
This has been a thing in kind of a kook, lunatic media. They're really riled up and pissed off at drag queens lately. But I would just urge them to remember how important drag is for our law enforcement.
Oh my God, you want to talk about mother?
Okay, how else was Sean and Marlon gonna be able to go undercover to, what was the plot of White Chicks? 2 black FBI agents, how would they go undercover using whiteface as women to solve a kidnapping plot in 2004? Also, you know, these people claim to really care about the family. This is the only way some people can see their kids.
Hello!
No, but in all seriousness, Candy Owens is a hate-filled who only cares about money. Candy Owens is almost like an interesting character in how much she's just thrown the moral compass out the window.
You're
How
a
this
moron.
push began in the 70s when Planned Parenthood got into the classrooms.
Ooh.
Before that, sex ed wasn't taught in school. That was something that was left
evil.
to the parents to talk about at home in a way
Evil.
that they deemed appropriate. But then they said,
Sick.
everybody's having sex. Planned Parenthood, of course, financial incentives, buy our stuff, birth control pills, all the things that Planned Parenthood loves. They got into the classroom.
Ooh.
What is Planned Parenthood up to today?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, check out their social media posts.
Okay.
During Pride Month. This is real. This is a social media post that reads, it's a photo, a step-by-step guide of how to wear a strap-on.
Whoa.
Step 1, wear the harness. Step 2, insert the dildo in the ring.
Oh!
Step 3,
Oh!
regulate the harness.
Jesus,
and step 4,
Candy.
have fun, guys.
Insert the dildo. Insert the dildo.
This is great. A lot of people are saying, like, oh, you know, these right-wingers with all this anti-gay stuff, they're going back to, like, the 80s and the 90s. But Candy Owens, with all this stuff, she seems to be going back, I guess, maybe millions of years before sex was invented, I guess. Pre-sexuality. She's like, look at this. It's a dildo.
Insert the dildo.
Can you believe this? There's a dildo drawing on the internet.
Insert the dildo.
What are you going to do when you put that thing on?
Make pee-pee.
Oh, interesting.
Or we say nothing. And we see where our society treads toward.
Oh, no way.
All right, guys, we will be right back.
Where are you going?
With Matt Walsh to talk about his new documentary, What is a Woman?
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Do you know? Does anybody know?
Take the bolt cutters.
Beat a kid in Walmart.
So she has this guy on her. I still been getting ads for this thing. This what is a woman? What is a woman? They are pumping. These guys got so much money. The whack job, you know, probably 110-year-old billionaires who finance this crap. They are just turning on the spigot for this transphobic documentary that they're pumping that ass with. But she's like, oh, our guest today is the guy who did that. And he's another Daily Wire guy which I think it's funny to have like a guest. Like my guest today is a guy who is just part of what we do. It's like if you do a podcast with your slob friends and you're like, oh, we got a special guest today. The guy who I usually do the podcast with.
Will be solved if they become a man.
Do you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element of this?
A teeny tiny bit.
Make pee-pee.
It got me at 42.
Ooh.
Your child doesn't have a chance.
I watched this documentary and they kind of, it's funny because they tried to give it sort of like a Borat, you know, Sacha Baron Cohen crap. They should call it, it is like Borat, but but they should have called it Bor-Rat because it's like this little rat walking around bothering people and it's boring. But it's what you would expect. It's a kind of like a transphobic documentary. But one of the parts that people that I think these people probably thought like, oh my God, this is so intense, is this trans guy.
It got me at 42.
Ooh.
Your child doesn't have a chance.
Is this very intense trans guy who's like, they got me. These transers. They got me when I was 40. Your kids don't stand a chance. That's pretty powerful, actually. This is what I said when I heard that. Oh! And then for some reason I said,
That is my own sperm.
I was really clutching my pearls pretty hard when I heard that, but about 1.4% of 13 to 17-year-olds are some kind of transgender, and about 1.3% of 18 to 24-year-olds identify as transgender. This is a very small percentage of people. That would mean like 98% of people are not transgender, don't identify as transgender. So I would say when he says like your kids don't stand a chance, they stand a pretty good chance. I would say, you know, when we use the word chance, we're talking about odds. And I would say 98%, those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. The other thing about Borat is that, is how you kind of learn watching that guy, like how uncharismatic a human being can be. Like at least Candy Owens, she seems like, you know, a girl from high school who would say something mean and like spit on you or something. But this guy, man, I sat through this whole documentary. He is... You know, I all I'm going to say is I'm shocked Hollywood is not ringing over his phone, ringing off the hook. Oh, it's me, Judd Apatow. It's me, Marty Scorsese, bro. We need you in every movie. It's me, PTA. Paul Thomas Andreessen, bro. Get in my movies. Immediately. I saw you in that bigoted movie.
I'm off on maternity leave,
Oh,
but I did want
congratulations.
to leave you with this.
Okay.
If you're pretending to be dumb
Oh!
because the reality of what we are facing...
Hey, I paid for this Daily Wire subscription. How dare you speak to me like that?
If you're pretending to be dumb because the reality of what we are facing and where we are heading scares you, you should know that evil does not just wake up one day and say, never mind. It's not going to just quit because you ignore it. Welcome to Candace.
Woo! Yeah, she's gonna make a meme and keep up saying, Candy, whoa! Take a doo-doo Candy.
Are you aware?
All right, guys, welcome back.
yeah.
I know everybody is on the edge of their seats. They're going, Candace, when is the BLM doc dropping?
Yeah.
News.
Okay.
Bob Crull, her husband, served 32 years in the Minneapolis Police Department, 25 of them elected to the union board, retiring as lieutenant and president of the union. In addition...
So I love this. These nut jobs are all making their own documentaries. We got Candy, that other guy. And her documentary is about how the protests in 2020 were, don't do that, you know, kind of thing. And she has on these two people. One of them is I think he's retired now. He's a retired cop who worked in Minneapolis PD. From what I read about this guy, he is kind of really on his we own this city kind of crap. Just the definition of a corrupt cop. Who, if you're going to be a corrupt cop, like, don't look like one, I would say. Ass looking like it would be bad to cast you because it's too on the nose that you're a corrupt cop. There's a, let's just call it an interesting contradiction here, which is that, you know, Candy Owens has done speaking gigs at the NRA and all this stuff, and everybody on her channel and her herself, they're like, you know, the Second Amendment, we need to defend from the, like that clip of her earlier.
your children to be enslaved to government for the rest of their life.
We need to defend from all this government overreach. That's why we need the Second Amendment to defend. It strikes me a little odd that when you have like probably like the most clear example of like government overreach into people's lives and government tyranny and all this stuff, using the cops to just kill people for being poor, basically. You have like the most clear example of like government tyranny, and these guys are like, well, we didn't mean that. Not that. Why not? Well,
No, we didn't mean that. That's not what we meant.
what we meant is you get in the truck, you punch in U.S. government in the GPS, you end up getting lost for about 4 hours, then you drive through a 24-hour Jack-in-the-Box, then your car runs out of gas and you have to push it the rest of the way home. That's what we were talking about.
Paul Thomas Andreessen, bro.
I guess when these people talk about they need guns to protect their freedom, I guess it's the freedom to have endless breadsticks and salad at Olive Garden. I guess the freedom that they're protecting is their freedom to shoot themselves in the penis on accident.
First and foremost, there was just a lot of human interest stories that we wanted to explore. People kind of forgot after the fires dispersed that there were a lot of individuals who had their lives destroyed because of the Black Lives Matter narrative. People were thirsty for blood. And when we landed upon your story, I was just completely moved by what you guys suffered through.
Oh my God! Can you give can you give us an example of some of the horrible crap these people went through?
So he was beating a piñata in effigy of you.
Each of us.
Of each.
No! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Are you aware?
So the police killed the guy, and then the corrupt local government tried to cover it up and have the cop get away with it, but he couldn't because people were too pissed off. And this guy was a high-ranking official in that corrupt police department, and they did a piñata of him. Sir, can you stop crying? I can't. We're gonna need you to stop crying, sir. We got a 1-8 team crying without cause.
Now people seem willing to actually listen. What do you hope comes from this?
Just exposure of the false narrative of the whole thing. That it was politicized, it didn't have to be.
Right.
It's right versus wrong and suppressing the truth.
Yep.
And I think that we can't let the bad guys become the good guys.
Right.
This isn't what we should never do this again. This can't happen. This.
Yeah. This thing of us kind of facing consequences of corruption and all this can't happen again. Remember that piñata? Do you remember the piñata? Never forget the piñata. I get sad thinking about it. No, not again. So, guys, not to show off, but I'm a Daily Wire member.
Paul Thomas Andreessen, bro.
I'm a Daily Wire member, and there's not much you could do about it. Are you gonna try? Sure, but I am a Daily Wire member, so I have access to all that shit, bro. I'm like, what's this demented guy who her career in Hollywood didn't work out for, so he had to do this? What's he got to say about current events? So I watched a bunch of these Candy Owens program, which is called Candace. But I'm not going to play the clips from this segment that she does because I've uploaded Candy Owens clips before to make fun of. And there's one video where I was doing that YouTube like immediately they didn't strike it. They didn't say, hey, this is a violation. They just immediately took it down. And that sucks. But at the same time, like the content... The content of those clips that I was playing from her show, I was kind of like, yeah, all right, that makes sense. This stuff is so bad that, okay, yeah, we kind of want this out there as little as possible. Okay. Like, that's how horrendous this crap is. So I'm not going to play this clip, but I urge you to become a Daily Wire. Use my code POOPOO and use my code...
That's on YouTube.
20 at... Just kidding, don't do that. But this segment is amazing because apparently this guy Justin Bieber. I don't know if you guys heard about this guy Justin Bieber. So you guys hear about this Justin Bieber? Justin Bieber, this poor guy, he just wants to sing his little songs, from what I understand. And he had some kind of rare viral thing where half of his face has gone like this. This poor bastard. One half of his face is doing this.
Blue Chew.
And the other half is doing this. Half of his face, this poor guy, is paralyzed, kind of, and I hope it's a temporary thing. But Candace Owens uses this story to, let's just say, push some conspiracy theories. Some of their most favorite, the people who she scams, some of their favorite, you can kind of guess, conspiracy theories. Which is already kind of like, you're using this guy's public medical problems to fleece the rubes that you guys took con. But that's not even the worst part about this. The worst part is just how lazy this segment is. Like, she has to do the sort of anti-vaxxy crap. Watching the segment is like watching somebody who's got like Hulu open on their laptop, and it's like, and they're sort of balancing it on their belly or their chest. They're like, they're in full slob mode, watching Two Broke Girls or some stupid crap. And there's like a bag of treats. There's a bag of treats just out of arm's reach. And they're not getting up for those treats. And that's the same exact feel I get from this Candy Owens medical conspiracy segment, is just phoned in. Like, just, I mean, these people must really want to hear this stuff to have it so kind of dead-eyed and just phoned in as Candy does. So Candy, we salute you, you lazy bastard, you.
Are you aware?
You human spam, you idiot. She only has love for this. And this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what it is?
Uber cars.
The Uber pulls up. You say,
Hi. Hi.
The Uber driver looks at you and says,
You're a moron.
That's what you're doing this weekend, and I salute you for it. I'm very proud of you. And
it makes me cry.
That's right. Guys, if you ordered a shirt through PayPal, it is on its way. It's taking a long time because everything that could have gone wrong with that first run of shirts has gone wrong. You should be getting it next week. Okay? And of course, these shirts were made with fair labor practices, okay? All of them were forced to produce these shirts
At gunpoint. At gunpoint.
Well, hope you guys have a good weekend, okay? Try to
Beat a kid in Walmart.
Stop. No more sound effects. If you guys are watching this on Friday, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing a live stream at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hope you can stare at it. Love you guys. Bad to the bye-bye. Hey guys, you're only getting a fraction of the weekly shows. If you want a new motherfucking episode every day, subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. You get the patron-only Tuesday and Thursday shows, the Book-a-Blega show where we look at important books, and the goddamn weekly behind-the-scenes show. And for only 25 bones, you could become a producer and get your name up here. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away. And we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today for as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10, or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys so much.